So it was about 2:30 in the morning, I would say, and the night was kind of wrapping up. And Scholar Spence had his DJ set going on in the main hall of Elsewhere. Really big dance party going on, and we're in there. And I kind of had all my equipment packed for the night. We were all going to head out, me and my girlfriend. We were all just exhausted at that point. But before I went, I really just wanted to like run on stage and give Ryan a hug because first off, I love him to death, and he really he killed it. He killed it, and I'm so proud of him. So I wanted to give him a nice hug. And I had a fancy all access wristband because I was playing that night. So I went behind the stage, and I saw security, I flashed whatever, I'd go in. And before the stage, there's this little room. So I was going to go, walk in the room, walk on stage, and give Ryan a hug. I walk into the room, and who do I see right there by themselves in this room, just away from everything? And I just the fact that I ended up running into them right at the end of the night. Fucking George Clanton and Equip just standing there talking. So I go up to George, and I'm like, George, dude, still, I'm starstruck to ever talk to you. You've been just such an inspiration for me and so many people. And just what you did today it was so incredible. I had no words. I just told him, just make sure you realize and be proud of everything you did, because we tend to all work so hard, and instead of, when we finish a product, we move right on to the next one because we just want to keep creating. But sometimes we don't stop, and smell the roses. We don't stop and look at what we made. And we need to do that more. And I told him, George, you need to realize you brought thousands of people together and made so many people so happy. And George told me something that I'm never going to forget for the rest of my life. Whether he thought it was significant or not, I don't know. But he said that, what is cooking, what is poppin', it is your boy Pat Chennington, and it is the day after 100% Electronicon. And this is going to be a very special video. You guys know I usually write a script for my videos. I spend a bunch of time editing them or whatever. But we're going to go just completely off of the dome. I just want to give you guys just try to remember my entire story and experience from these past 2 days, because it was absolutely incredible. I'm sure you've seen it all on Twitter, and if you were there, you already know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was magical, to be honest with you, and I want to go through every single thing that I can remember from the moment it all started. So get cozy, get a little, as you could tell, my voice is completely shot. So yeah, get cozy, maybe get a little bag of popcorn and a blanket, your favorite sweater, because it's a nice Sunday, and it's Labor Day tomorrow, so we got off, which is kind of nice. I mean, I have off, I don't know about you guys. But yeah, we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about the music, meeting people, the merch, just every single thing. And also, make sure you watch the whole thing, because at the end of the video, I have some very important news that you're going to want to hear about my YouTube channel. Some really important updates that you guys need to know, just so you know what's kind of going on for the future as of right now. So make sure you stick around for the whole thing, and I'll tell you kind of what's going on. But anyway, let's jump right into it. So let's go back months ago, long time ago. It feels like forever ago, when George originally announced the 100% Electronicon festival. So obviously people flipped the fuck out. It was just to see all those names. And it wasn't even back then, he didn't announce everybody yet. He just announced a couple. But already people were going batshit crazy. I know I saw it at work, at my desk, and I was like, oh baby, it's going down. It was going down. Just from the lineup they gave us, it was going down. So got my tickets. I bought a couple tickets for my friends and my girlfriend. They don't really know anything pretty much about the scene or whatnot, but I told them it's going to be an amazing time. I brought my best friend to a George Clanton show a couple months ago. He's never even heard of who George Clanton was, and after the show, he binged all of 100% Electronica's discography. So there you go, the power of the entire community. It's pretty amazing. So okay, so I get the tickets. And a couple months go forward. Now, when George was talking about the lineup, he was also talking about more people for Wave 2. And I know I said it on Twitter, and some of you guys were saying it as well. You would have loved to see me do a set at Electronicon. And I thought that would have been great. I would have totally done that. And Contrast came out a couple months ago, my album, so it was like perfect, the perfect storm. Like, let's just get me in there, George. So I didn't end up making it for Wave 2. And that was, I forget when everything was really announced. I don't really remember. So now let's fast forward a couple months. There was like a ton of hype in the scene in the beginning, especially when George announced it. And it sucked because we knew it was so far away. We had such a long time until the event was actually going to happen. So we had to wait, whatever. Like, the hype kind of died down a little bit. And a couple months went forward. And then I think maybe like a month ago, or a month and a half ago, George announced the after party. So that was pretty cool. It was going to be a 21 and older event. And it was going to be after the festival. As if like 2 to 10 o'clock during the day wasn't enough. Like, wasn't long enough. This son of a bitch was going to make it even longer, till 4 a.m. So, like, a whole just almost 24 hours, I think it's like 14 hours of just Vaporwave and going crazy. So, a couple days later, I think George messaged me on Twitter, and he said, hey, Pat, I'm doing this after party event. Would you want to DJ it? Obviously, of course, hell yeah, I want to DJ it. So I get on the lineup. So the after party lineup was me, Big Sexy 3D Blast was on after me, and then Synchro started. I'll talk about that later too, everyone I met. I'm going to try to cover every single person I met at the festival in this video, from labels to artists to fans. I'm going to try to remember. There was so many people. It was crazy. So anyway, okay, so I'm in the after party lineup. That's good. Perfect. I find out that week that I'm going to be in the lineup. And my girlfriend, actually, she booked me and her little getaway to upstate New York. We love going in the mountains. So it was perfect. It was like, okay, I'm going to go to the mountains for a weekend. We're going to relax. We're going to hang out. And then I'm going to come back refreshed. And I have a month to prepare a set list for the Electronicon after party, because I just wanted to throw a banger. You know me. I'm annoying as shit on Twitter about that goddamn after party set, but I really wanted to blow it up. And we'll get into that too, because that set was a little crazy. Okay, fast forward. Now, it's Electronicon weekend. Okay, so it's Friday. I take off of work. It's the Friday, so it's the day before Electronicon, which was Saturday. I take off of work Friday. I get all my shit at home. I'm in Jersey, so I get all my stuff ready. And of course, in Pat Chennington fashion, for my friends who are watching this who know me, I'm always late. So I wanted to leave for New York City around 2, so I can beat the traffic, because don't listen to what anybody says. Oh my god, my voice is cracking, so I lost my voice. This is horrible. Don't listen to what anybody says. They'll say there's only traffic coming out of New York. No. Listen, if it's like 4 to 7 o'clock, it doesn't matter going in and out of New York. You're getting stuck in traffic. So, Pat Chennington, of course, I'm late. I go pick my best friend up, who was going to come with me to the show. So I go pick him up, and we start leaving for New York at around 4 o'clock. And what our plan was, there was this pre-Electronicon tape swap meetup, kind of, where a couple labels, a couple artists were going to be there. A couple artists were performing. Danny Mason was there. 3D Blast was playing. Private Suite was there. They had a little booth. Basement Labs, they had the whole setup going on. So we drive into the city. We got to stop at the liquor store on the way. So we get our stuff for the weekend. We get our groceries, because we were staying at my friend's house in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. So we had to get all our shit ready. And we're driving into the city. Of course, we hit traffic. That's beautiful. Great, we hit traffic. We end up getting to the tape swap at 6:30, and it was going to end at 8. So we were really late to it, and it sucks, because I was talking to Fiber earlier in the day. And you guys know Fiber, awesome guy. He helped master and did some of the mixing on my album, Contrast. And he was going to be there, so we were going to meet up and whatnot, but I just missed him. We get to the tape swap, really awesome group of people. Private Suite was right outside filming interviews. So I walked up, I brought the helmet with me. It was pretty dope. I got an interview with them. Hopefully that'll pop up soon. You guys can check out that interview. So yeah, I met 3D Blast for the first time. I met Dan Mason for the first time. Just a bunch of people. Everyone was just so happy and excited. And there was just this everyone knew it was the eye of the storm. It was okay, this is fun, whatever. We're having a good time. We're chilling, but tomorrow's the real deal. So nothing today is really going to even come close to tomorrow. So there was a couple sets going on inside. Only problem for anyone who's there, and you know this, there was no air conditioning there. It was hot. I was in there for like 10 minutes. So I was like, all right, I gotta get the hell out of here. I gotta leave. It was hot, but yeah, I met a couple people. I met a couple artists, a couple labels. I did some autographs, got some autographs, which was really cool too. And we left. That's it. I went back to my buddy's place to sleep there for the night. I wanted to practice my set one more time. Beautiful. Done. Now, I wake up Saturday, nice and early, 8 a.m. It's Electronicon day. Let's do this. So I was supposed to go to the venue, which was elsewhere in Brooklyn. Amazing venue. I've been there before for George Clinton and the Future of Funk tour with Young Bay and Night Tempo. Awesome, just awesome place. There's multiple stages. Just really the perfect spot for what George was trying to do. George is a smart son of a bitch. We'll talk about George later too. And we got there at around 10:30 because the sound check was supposed to be at 11, and I wanted to bring my stuff there. And you guys, like I said, I'm always late, but I wasn't going to be late for this, so I brought my stuff to do the sound check. Get there at 10:30. There's already a couple dudes hanging out in front of the venue, just like camping out, ready to go. And it was pretty sweet because a couple people just like they noticed, they recognized me by the voice, and they're like, "Oh, are you Pat Chennington?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm Pat Chennington." Like, it was nuts, giving hugs. Like it was surreal. I'll tell you that much. It was surreal. Like people coming up to me and stuff. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit about like what the numbers are on YouTube or comparing, you know, to other people in the scene, but I'm a fan just like you. We're the same person, you and I. Like, I'm a fan. I'm still like starstruck by all these artists, and when people come up to me and they're like, "Are you Pat Chennington? Can I get a picture, sign something?" It's just it doesn't make sense. It's crazy. It's amazing. But anyway, so I get there 10:30, and then the 100% Electronica crew rolls up. Not everybody. They were all taking Ubers there. So some people get there first and we're able to get in. So now we walk into the venue. And it's like only 10 of us at this point going in. It's a couple of the merch people, a couple of the camera people. We get in there. I bring my equipment up to the area. The door's locked, so I'm just waiting until someone opens the door. So as I'm sitting there, I'm kind of on, for people who went to Electronicon, you know what I'm talking about. There was the staircase that went from the first floor to the rooftop. And the loft was where I was playing at night. So I was just sitting on the stairs. And I'm sitting on the stairs and like I'm looking downstairs and all the artists start flooding in. So like Dan Mason comes in, Christ comes in, FM Skyline comes in, Negative Gemini, George Clinton, and I'm like, I'm starstruck. Like I'm just looking at all these dudes and like I'm just like, this is amazing. Like, look at this. Like, these are the people like I listen to all the time, I talk about all the time. And they're just walking in with all their equipment. First person I think I said hello to that day was FM Skyline. Absolutely chill dude. The man's got a fresh afro, I'll tell you that much. That's a fresh afro, man. But he came in with his stuff. So we walked to the rooftop. He was playing up there that night, so we wanted to check it out. And we were just talking. We were talking about how he just got signed to 100% Electronica, and we're just going over all this stuff. And we're just like, dude, can you believe it's the day? Like, this is it. Like, everyone's coming together. We're going to meet everyone for the first time, and really, really cool. So everyone starts, oh my God, my voice. I sound like I'm 12. Jesus, I need like a hot cup of coffee or tea or something because this is horrible. We're going to keep going though. We're going to keep going. You're going to have to deal with the voice. So yeah, people start flooding in. I go downstairs. I say hello to George. I ask him, you know, like how can I get in to do a sound check and whatnot. And since it was the after party and it was later, I guess most of the sound crew and all the people from the venue were helping, you know, downstairs. The main people who were going on first. Totally understandable. So I was like, you know what? That's cool. I'm just gonna leave my my equipment at the venue and we're gonna leave because on Twitter, I said that at 12:30, the show started at 2. So I said at 12:30, let's all meet up at a brewery. This wasn't an official thing. Like I just said on Twitter, like everybody, let's meet up. Who's going to the show? We'll get a couple drinks. We'll eat some good food, and then we'll walk over like an army to the event. So I wanted to make sure I was there for that. So I put my equipment in the venue, and actually I dropped my equipment off with the people who were doing the live stream for the show. Some of the coolest dudes I ever met. There were these 3 guys, and they were running all the camera work. And I actually kind of got to know them, which was pretty sweet. And I put my equipment where they were like kind of, you know, setting up headquarters, setting up shop, where they were filming out of there. So I left it there. I was like, take care of my stuff. or I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You know, they took care of my stuff, so it was good. And then me and my buddy and my two friends, who one of them takes incredible photos. I use a lot of his photos for my stuff. Some of the videos you'll probably see in my live set, the really good quality ones, that was him. It was my friend Ryan. Check out all his Instagram, like Vaporwave, vinyl related, just Vaporwave live scene, everything. Photography. I have a link in the description below. Not a description in the link below. That wouldn't make sense. I got a link in the description below. So check him out. So we leave, we walk to the brewery. Now I thought maybe like 10, 15 people would show up. There was at least 50 people who saw the message and were there. It was awesome. So I met a bunch of people for the first time too. And as I'm going there, I was going to get some food. I'm at a food truck. All of a sudden I hear behind me, I'm like, oh my God, is that Pad? I turn around, it's that son of a bitch Fiverr. He was right there on the same food truck as me. So like finally I got to meet the dude who, like, we've done so much work together. You know, we've never met in real life, and like we just like hugged it out, and oh, it was awesome. We just caught up and we were just pumped and getting some food. I got my artichoke pizza. Very greasy. I shouldn't have done that. That wasn't the best idea. So now we walk to the brewery. We go inside. There's like 50 people there. Everyone's like swapping stickers and people are signing shit and tapes. Music's The Hang Up was there. I got to meet him for the first time, which was amazing. Such a humble and cool dude. For you guys, like for anyone who doesn't know Music's The Hang Up YouTube channel, he does a lot of Vaporwave news. He deserves so much exposure and recognition. Please go check him out. I'll leave his link in the description below too. Just for some more online Vaporwave video content, which I really think the scene needs more of. Because you could only listen to Pat Chennington, so my stupid ass voice so much. So yeah, Music's The Hang Up there. We're talking, we're hanging out. I met Vapor Memory, another fucking dope ass dude who's from Florida. He came with his girlfriend, and they got that massive storm coming. So I was like, dude, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna get back? And he was like, we're actually gonna stay. You know, we have family around here, so we're gonna stay here for a little bit. We hugged it out. It was a full day of hugging. Like we just hugged everybody hugged all day. Electronicon was 33% music, 33% merch, and 34% hugging. That's all it was. So we're at the brewery, we're having drinks, having a good time, everyone's hanging out. I met Disco Holic there. I met just like a bunch of people. And we finally walk on over, an army, to the event. We get there. Now remember earlier today, I said that there was like 10 people like outside camped out when I got there. And we were only gone for like an hour and a half. We ended up getting back to Electronicon like maybe like a half an hour before the doors open. The fucking line was wrapped around the building, like almost back around. It was crazy. So we're like, people are just like posting up on the line. You see people meeting each other, talking about music, who they want to see, what merch is happening. They're looking at the merch times, the set times, just a lot of hype, a lot of energy just going on. And we get to the back of the line, and now I'm chilling there, and like I just start seeing like just people I literally idolize. Like Death's Dynamic Shroud, James walks by, and I'm like, oh my God, like I listen to your music all the time. Crazy, crazy. So finally we start walking. They open the door, we're walking, we're getting in. It's so beautiful out. They couldn't have, like the Vapor Gods couldn't have gave us a better day. It's so nice out, but it was hot. It was definitely hot. The sun was beating on us. We get in. First thing we do when we get in, they had some of the freshest merch for the Electronicon event. They had a couple colors for the t-shirt that had like the artist names on the back. But there was this like teal one I had to pick up, so I picked that up. I'm going to do a separate merch video for all the merch I've picked up at Electronicon too, so look out for that during the week. And I'm not going to really talk about the merch that much in this video because I want to save what I got and showcase everything in that video, so that'll come out soon as well. So we go in, and first thing that's happening is just everyone saying what's up to each other, talking, blah, blah, blah. George went up first as Esprit. And that was in the stage that was downstairs, and it was packed. Packed is like an understatement. I opened the door, and I think like as I opened the door, just me opening it, like people just like fell out almost. Like they just backed out because there was just so much people squished in there. So I happened to like go in and kind of like peek my head in for like a song, and I was like, dude, it's so packed. I can't even, like, it's not even worth it. I can't, I mean, it's worth it. It was sick, but I'm watching it like this. So I leave. So I get out of there, and NXXX, how many X's, whatever, is on the top doing a vapor trap set on the roof. Now the roof was popping. You had the Manhattan skyline in the background. They had the bar going. For those who are at Electronicon, I know how many spicy margaritas and those Red Bull rums you drank, because I drank like maybe like 6 throughout the day. They were delicious. I'll tell you that much. Delicious. So we're hanging out up there. So nice. I started meeting. Who did I meet up there? Let's see. Let's go through. So I met Gulf Audio up there. I met Synchro Start up there. Private Suite was up there too, so we started talking. I met a couple fans of the channel, which was really cool. I met a guy who was wearing a DMT Tapes shirt that he made, and he was getting everyone to sign it. That was really funny. And I started talking to him, and he was like, yeah, like, Pad made this amazing video, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, by the way, I'm Pad Chennington. And the guy was like, what? Like, what do you... It was cool. It was cool. Really cool dude. So we were up there. And then FM Skyline had his merch booth. So I had to go over there, give him a cheers, you know. So I got a little photo of that on Twitter. And yeah, so what ended up happening, what was really interesting about Electronicon, and I don't think a lot of people expected this, and I'm not trying to take away from just how much the artist worked, and that people were definitely watching the artist, but I was starting to find that people were just so excited to meet each other for the first time. The artist kind of like provided this just background aura to everything that was going on. I mean, people were like obviously focusing and, you know, doing their thing. And I think later on in the night, as the night progressed, and after there was just that initial hype of meeting each other for the first time, I think people started really focusing more on the music instead of just like hanging out and talking, and, you know, because people were kind of like just chilling all over the place, not like they were necessarily all filling up these sets. So yeah, so the day was going on. I ended up catching the Mesh set, which was awesome. He also performed the Basement Lab, so that was really, really cool. I met him afterwards. I finally got to meet him and thank him for helping me do the Absorb track, which was really cool. Also, Mesh is a Chad, man. I know everyone says like Pad is like the Chad of Vaporwave, but Mesh is like a pretty Chad dude. He's got a little muscle, got a couple tats, like cool ass dude, I'll tell you that much. So we meet up. That was great. Really, really cool. Then, after that, I go back to the rooftop. I forgot who was up. I think it was Surfing, or like Hawaii 94, or just like, I think it was Hawaii 94, because that's, which I also found out that weekend, is one half of Surfing. I didn't know that. So, he was cool, really cool. Said he did a little guitar thing with some music on in the background. And that's that. Then, I'm trying to think. I would say my biggest regret happened here. I didn't go to the Vapor set because I was just, I think there was something I wanted to grab merch-wise, and I was just talking to people. And this is when I was also starting to try to figure out like when I would get a sound person to help me kind of configure the sound for my set later on in the night. But everybody was saying the Vapor set was batshit crazy. Like, he was going nuts. He had like Super Mario 64 visuals on in the background. And it was funny because I saw a video on Twitter. There was that part where Mario like throws King Bomb, and the crowd was like going nuts, and Vapor was like confused. He was like, why are people going nuts? He didn't know that was going on in the background. So yeah, I saw some videos of that. He looked like he was going off. I heard Danny Mason went off, which was another set I missed. I heard he got really emotional, like his glasses floated off, like really nutty stuff. So then night's going on. Let's see what else is happening. We're drinking. Now, okay, so now I would say maybe it's like 5 o'clock. I would say 5 o'clock, and I start talking to all the Future Funk boys. The Future Funk squad starts meeting up. So I meet up with Dane, I meet up with Fiber, I meet up with a bunch of people, ED, I meet up with everybody, Panic Pop, Discoholic. So now we're talking on the roof, and we're just talking about Future Funk in general, where the scene's going, the live scene, and just like music production stuff, having a great time, getting some drinks, some laughs. Really, really, really fun. That was one of my favorite part, was meeting them and just talking about everything. They are some of the nicest dudes, and just some incredible friendships came out of this entire weekend that are going to last for a very long time, if not forever. So yeah, really, really, really fun. So that was that. Then night keeps going, and Telepath goes on. So Telepath was pretty interesting. He had this like metallic pearlescent coat with two, holes cut out for his eyes and a little hole cut out for his mouth. He had like a water bottle with him on stage with a straw, so you could get like drink out of it. The Telepath set was incredible. It couldn't have lined up better with the weather, the time, and the location. It was like this was meant to be. It was meant to be. Telepath played on the roof, and this was around maybe like 6 o'clock, 6:30, maybe a little later, I'm not really sure. And the sun was going down, so you had all of Manhattan, the whole skyline in the background. You had Telepath with all these smoke machines coming out. The rooftop was, there was no room. No room at all. You could not stand there. So I'm like watching all the way from the back, and it is just this slushy, trippy, incredible experience that I would have never thought I would have enjoyed so much live, I guess. Especially all day with all the hype going on. And the Telepath set was kind of the perfect transition that hooked everybody's attention, I would say, because people were really like hanging out and chilling for all the other sets. Like I said, they were talking, meeting up for the first time ever. And once the Telepath set went on, people were just like in a trance with the sky in the background and the sounds, and wow, just Telly, dude, you are a savage. It was amazing. So that really I think transitioned people over. Like, okay, let's start listening to the music. That's it. We got to soak this in. And then now you had the big guns were coming up. You had George Clinton. You had, and obviously St. Pepsi. So the George Clinton set was, I got a second of it. And I'll tell you why. And you're going to think I'm crazy that I didn't go to George Clinton and St. Pepsi. I didn't go to the George Clinton set, and I didn't go to the St. Pepsi set. I know, mind-blowing, but I'll tell you why I did that. So, let's backtrack a little bit. I've seen George Clinton before at Elsewhere. Incredible concert, one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to in my life. And I had that under my belt. So I was like, okay. Then it would be really cool to see St. Pepsi, but I also got a chance to see Skylar Spence a couple years ago, at that rooftop show I talk about like from time to time again on my channel. I got to see him there, so I did get to see St. Pepsi. And like, I've hung out at St. Pepsi's house, with Ryan before. Like, we've chilled, we've gotten lunch. So I really, I've met him, I've known him, I've seen him live, whatever. But the real reason why I did not go to their sets is because you had George Clinton at 8 to 8:40, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And then you had St. Pepsi from 9:20 to 10. Or something like that. But in between those two sets was Death's Dynamic Shroud on the roof. And I was not going to miss Death's Dynamic Shroud on the roof, because it was getting dark out, and I was like, this is going to be another one of those Telepath set moments where, perfect storm, just with the vibes, the weather, and everyone, obviously was at the St. Pepsi and the George show because they were on the same stage. So the people who saw George were not leaving the stage, that area, because they were going to stay right for St. Pepsi. No way they were losing their spots. So, and I don't blame them. So they were there. So I was like, okay, Death's Dynamic Shroud is not going to be that packed. There's no way it's going to be that packed. So me and my buddy stayed up there, and we got to the front. Let me tell you, everybody was amazing. Everybody, you could really see all day. All the artists practiced so much. There was barely, I can't think of any blips or mistakes in anybody's set. Just everything was amazing. The Death's Dynamic Shroud set was the best performance of the night. Bar none, it was incredible. So, it starts, they go up there, the two of them, and oh my god, the best way, I finally, listen to this, and this is so true and you're going to totally agree with me, I finally realized how to describe Death's Dynamic Shroud. I finally realized how to describe it after seeing them live. Death's Dynamic Shroud, somehow, I'm trying to remember exactly what I thought last night, because I had this just sentence I came up with, and I was like, that's them. That's literally them. They make blurry sounds crystal clear. Like, they make distorted, erratic messiness crystal clear. The production of their live set, the sound quality, was incredible. When they were using those heavy basses, the entire rooftop was shaking. And they had just their glitchy chops on top for the highs. And then they would sing with it too. And like, they would sing as if they were a sample. So they would drop pitches as they were singing and like loop and croon, and the emotion that went into their set, everybody, they controlled the crowd. As they were moving their heads, the crowd was moving their heads. As they got quiet, the crowd got quiet. Half the show, I just had my eyes closed. I was in the front row, and I was just slamming on this stage like this, just like bobbing my head. It was, I was like, I was hypnotized. I really was. I really hope, they have a good quality video feed of that set, because holy shit, it was incredible. It was incredible. So that set ends, and at the end, like, you could just tell they were so emotional, and they just like hugged on stage, and everyone was just so happy, and it was amazing. So it was amazing. Okay, so now this is where it starts to change up. So Death's Dynamic Shroud ends, and this is like 9:30 they end. And I go on at 11 o'clock at the after party, but I still haven't really gotten a chance to test my audio yet, really. So I was like, okay, I need to go to the loft where I was playing, start setting my stuff up, get an audio engineer there, or whoever, whatever it's called, to help me test the audio, because I wanted to make sure it was all good. So I get there, the Elsewhere staff and the security, unbelievable. If you guys ever see this, like Elsewhere, if you ever see this, please thank your entire staff, because they were incredible the entire day. And I mean, the Electronicon, like, concert goers too, you guys were just, everyone was respectful, nobody was out of hand. I get an audio guy, we start setting up my setup. So now, I, like, was telling people all day, like, who was me? I was like, listen, you gotta come to my set tonight, 11 o'clock, I'm throwing the party of the century. And what I wanted to do, and it was good, because the whole day was a lot of chill Vaporwave, a lot of vapor trap for, your excitement. Then you had George and St. Pepsi, you kind of got the night, like, erupted. But now the after party was coming up. So where the loft was, it was going to be me, it was going to be 3D Blast, and Synchro Start. Now me and 3D Blast have a very similar vibe. I think when it comes to the live set, because we like to do a lot of funky stuff, a lot of upbeat stuff, and I think like our personalities are pretty similar too. We're pretty outgoing. We say stupid shit, so like we're pretty similar. 3D's my boy. I gotta get you on the channel for an interview, dude. Whenever you want to do that, you let me know. We'll do so. We'll hook something up. And nothing against Synchro, absolutely awesome guy, so kind-hearted, and hard-working too, so love you too, Synchro. And if you want to get on the channel, oh my god, I'm not cutting that out, fuck that. Did you hear that? I sound like a hamster. Yeah, my throat literally is killing me. It feels like there's knives in it, because I barely drank any water yesterday, and I was just screaming my head off, so. Oh my god, someone's gonna clip that, and I just put it on loop for like an hour or something. So I just fucked myself. Anyway, I get the audio setup going, and I'm telling everybody, like, you gotta come to this show, because you had all your chill vaporwave vibes during the day, but I was bringing the future funk, the disco, the electro, the French house, the heat. I was ready to bring the dance party. So people start coming in. It's like 10:30, blah 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 blah, and I go on at 11. And I swear to God, I'm still speechless from how my set, just from my eyes, like, just doing it was surreal. And I knew as I was doing it that this was going to be the fastest hour of my life. And I knew I was telling myself, you're going to wish you can go back to this. So soak in every single second of this moment. Like, just soak it in. I had to soak it in. And I had so much energy. I've never felt that alive in my life. Just dropping these tracks, getting the people going, people dancing, chanting. I started a mosh pit. It was insane. It was amazing. You guys are crazy. So much fun. And it just went by so fast. So fast. I wish I can do it again. I really do, because I mean, I'm going to do it again. It's just the beginning. It's really just the beginning of everything for everyone, because after all this Electronicon stuff from this weekend, and I was saying it to everybody there's just going to be this huge spark, this huge start of inspiration. Everybody got inspired from this festival. I mean, people who've never made music before, just brace yourself, because people are going to start coming into the scene out of nowhere now. Whether it's music or trying to start a label or YouTube, please. Somebody join me on YouTube. Besides Music's the Hang Up, like, we're the only two out here. Come join us. Come join the YouTube squad, baby. But there's just people are pumped. People are pumped, and you saw it last night. And with all the friendships made, like, you're gonna see a lot more people working together now, and just people wanting to get a part, and be a part of the community more than just a fan. And I highly recommend that. Just who gives a shit if you've never made music or made a video? It doesn't matter. Just do it and promote yourself. Be proud of your work. Plug your work everywhere. Post it everywhere. Don't listen to anything anyone tells you if you're like just self-advertising too much. It's all bullshit. You do what you gotta do, because with just the internet and just the amount of stuff on it, if you really want to succeed, you need to show that you're so passionate about your stuff, and you need to post it anywhere, because if you can grab that one person somewhere, you grab that one person somewhere, and you just keep going and multiplying and multiplying. Getting big is a story for another day, how to do that. But it all comes down to just being proud of your work and just not being scared to promote it anywhere. But now, after this whole burst of, electric creativity from Electronicon, you're going to see just a huge spike of people making stuff in the scene. So yeah, back to my set. I had my USA, I had my flag with me, and I came out to the Rocky theme song. I had to come out Rocky 4 style. You know me, baby. I had to come out Rocky. Dude, we brought the house down. I thought at one point when I dropped that EV.EXI, when I dropped that, I really thought the floor was going to collapse. Oh my God, it was out of control. So I played a lot of contrast. I played a lot of French electro, French house, a lot of future funk. I played a lot of the bangers. Everybody went apeshit when Fun Tonight came on. When I dropped that, the whole place lost it. So much fun. Oh my God. So that was that, and like, I'm still speechless. I can barely talk about the set because it just happened so fast and I was so in the moment. Like, I barely kind of remember what was going on. I just remember the lights and just, I practiced this set so long. I practiced every day for this set. And this was the first ever Pat Chennington show, like a DJ set. And I did not want to disappoint. And I think I did a really good job. And I really, I'm just so, for everyone who said all those kind things to me afterwards, you're the best. All my friends that came out, my girlfriend, I love you. Like, everybody was just amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So yeah, my set ends, 3D Blast goes on. And like, I don't think, like, nobody was really strict on time. So like, I did a couple more songs after I was supposed to stop. 3D Blast went on for extra long. It was all good. Like, we were just like, fuck it, let's just go. Let's just play music. So that was that. So I go downstairs. I'm jumping back and forth between the 3D Blast set and what was going on downstairs in the main room. You had, I walked in, and this was really late in the night. So this is pretty much like the end of the night, I would say, at this point. So it was about 2:30 in the morning, I would say, and the night was kind of wrapping up. And Scholar Spence had his DJ set going on in the main hall of Elsewhere. Really big dance party going on, and we're in there. And I kind of had all my equipment packed for the night. We were all going to head out, me and my girlfriend. We were all just exhausted at that point. But before I went, I really just wanted to like run on stage and give Ryan a hug, because first off, I love him to death, and he really he killed it. He killed it, and I'm so proud of him. So I wanted to give him a nice hug. And I had a fancy all access wristband because I was playing that night. So I went behind the stage, and I saw security, I flashed whatever, I go in. And before the stage, there's this little room. So I was going to go, walk in the room, walk on stage, and give Ryan a hug. I walk into the room, and who do I see right there by themselves in this room, just away from everything? And I just the fact that I ended up running into them right at the end of the night. Fucking George Clanton and Equip just standing there talking. So I go up to George, and I'm like, George, dude, still, I'm starstruck to ever talk to you. You've been just such an inspiration for me and so many people. And just what you did today was it was so incredible. I had no words. I just told him, like, just make sure you realize and be proud of everything you did, because we tend to all work so hard, and instead of, when we finish a product, we move right on to the next one because we just want to keep creating. But sometimes we don't stop, and smell the roses. We don't stop and look at what we made. And we need to do that more. And I told him, like, George, you need to realize you brought thousands of people together and made so many people so happy. And George told me something that I'm never going to forget for the rest of my life. Whether he thought it was significant or not, I don't know. But he said that, why ever go small in anything? Why ever go small? If you're going to do something, you need to do it as big as possible. Because if you do it small, it's never going to be heard. And when you just do things on such a big scale, it just emits this passionate energy that you have. Because if you're really passionate about something, why the fuck would you not do it big, right? Why would you go small? Why would you do it small at all? Why would you not go all out to the most you ever could? So I'll always remember that, why ever go small? Just always go big. And I gave him a hug. I gave him, like, the longest hug. I'm sorry, George, if I was, like, fanboying a little bit, but, like, I just gave him the longest hug, and I was like, thank you so much for letting me play, and it was amazing. I gave Equip a hug. Equip, by the way, dude, if you're ever watching this, you are one of the nicest dudes I've ever met, and one of the most, just in love with what you do. And you're an inspiration, man. You're brilliant. You're absolutely brilliant. So, okay, so I said bye to George. I said bye to Equip. I go on stage. I grab Ryan by the shoulders. I look at him in the eye, and I just look at him. He's like sweating. St. Pepsi Scotch, but he gets sweaty when he plays. So he turns around. He realizes it's me after like 5 seconds because he was just in such the zone. I'm sorry if I kind of like got you out of your zone, but I looked at him. I think I grabbed him by the face almost, and I was like, I love you, you son of a bitch. You're killing it. I love you. And then he just laughed. I don't even think he heard what I said. But I ran off stage after that. And that was pretty much it. I went to go grab my car. I got all my equipment. We ended up leaving Electronicon around like 3:30 in the morning after everything. We drove back to Jersey. We stopped at a diner on the way home. I didn't end up walking in my house until after dropping everybody off, I think 6:30 in the morning. So it was sunny. It was daytime by the time I got home. Me and my girlfriend just passed out, and we didn't set an alarm. She just told me she was really proud of the set, and we fell asleep. And it was a storybook day from start to finish, from meeting people, seeing people, listening to the music, my set, and just everyone who just was like, oh my God, are you Pat? And taking pictures and signing stuff. And I don't know, it's nuts. Like, I've been doing Pat Chennington now for almost 2 years. And I remember I was talking to Vapor there, and I told him, I was like, thank you so much for letting me review Manipool all those years ago. I haven't been on YouTube. I've only been on YouTube for, like I said, just 2 years. But Vapor's Manipool was the first review I've ever done. And I think at that point I was at like 200 subscribers. And I was just talking to him, and I was like, dude, like 2 years ago, I did your review, and now look at this. Like, I'm talking to you, and just like people know, like they know me by my voice. They're saying like Pat Chennington. Oh my God, I don't know. I don't mean to sound like braggadocious or anything either. I really don't mean it. I'm just, it's mind blowing because I said earlier, I'm a fan more than anything. I'm you. We're the same person. I don't care what I do on here on YouTube. Like, I still get starstruck seeing some of these artists. It was amazing. Oh, I forgot to talk about. I met Porter Bong. Sorry about that, guys, if the video cut off. My memory card got full, and I had to kind of dump everything on the computer. And that took a while, so now the sun kind of went down, so I feel like this is really dark. But whatever, we're going to keep going. But what I was saying before, I met Porter Bong, who is like the coolest dude ever. I must have bumped into this guy, I would say maybe like 20 times throughout the entire day. And he said on Twitter, for those who don't know Porter Bong, I'm not even going to explain him. He's the most mysterious, successful, and luxurious man in all of Vaporwave. So go check him out on Twitter. You gotta discover him for yourself. So Porter Bong, he said he was gonna be in a suit, so look out for him. You'll know it's him. And there was actually a lot of people who were wearing suits. So I went up to a couple people and I was like, dude, are you Porter? And they were like, what? And I was like, I'm so sorry. I kept going, but I finally found him. And such a funny dude. We were like taking pictures with people, and the best part about him, he stays in character Like the whole time, he was calling everybody clients, and like I was fucking pissing my pants. Porter, you're the man. that was amazing. But anyway, yeah, like that was pretty much. I kind of forgot what I was talking about before because I spent so much time dumping the files. But what could I say? Like where do we go now? I guess kind of. There's this explosion. I don't even know what to say. I'm still speechless about everything. There's going to be this explosion of just creativity and just people just coming into the scene who just want to make things. Like, just please make things. Make videos, make music, do whatever you want to do. And to George Clinton, if you ever see this, I don't know if you ever will, but I just wanted to say, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure everybody else wants to say thank you from the bottom of their hearts for what you've done and what you've been doing for so long for the entire scene. And I know you and I, George, are very similar in the aspect that we tend to just work on things, and then when they're out, we work on the next thing right away. I know a lot of times I don't really, sit back and just look at what I've made and be like, wow, like, I made that. I should be really, really happy about that. Because sometimes I just jump right onto the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and you don't really realize what you've accomplished or, you've brought people together for. So, George, I want you to be really proud of what you did. We're all so excited for you, and we're always all going to be there for you. If you need help for anything, whether it's me or a fan or another artist, like, we all want you to just, like, you're it, man. You're the man. You're the man that's going to make it. So, we love you, and yeah, please be proud of yourself and just enjoy these next couple of days. Just relax. Take that spa day you wanted, because you deserving it is an understatement completely for everything you've done. You're a legend, man. You're a legend. You're an absolute legend. And thank you for letting me play at the show. It was amazing. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I got. I know in the beginning I said I have some important news for the channel, so let's talk about that real quick. I'm actually going to be taking a break from the Pat Chennington channel for a couple weeks. I just need a refresher. I've been working a lot on my set and making videos while, this past month, and I just want to refresh. Like, I've been working on this tattoo all summer, and because of that and all the sessions, I haven't been able to really work out. Like, I can't stretch it because it was healing, and I couldn't do jiu-jitsu, so I want to kind of get back into martial arts again, and just be a little healthier, and take a break from the videos. And also, little surprise, I'm working on a new album. I'm going to be working on a new album, and it should be coming out hopefully in December. I know I was supposed to do the Rookie EP, but believe it or not, my fucking laptop crashed. I had to get a new one, and I didn't back anything up, so everything from the Rookie EP is gone, except I saved a couple of the WAV files just to listen to them in the car as I was making them. Unfortunately, there's not the stems of the tracks that I was working on. It's just like the actual, like I would just render out what I had. So maybe I could try to, do something with the scraps, see what I can make. But yeah, I'm working on a new album, so I just want to, kind of refresh and come back in October super strong, clean mind, and just ready to just pop out videos, work on things, and get it going. I got some new ideas for the channel. But also, really quick, I should have mentioned this a little, a minute earlier. There's going to be videos coming out while I'm gone. I'm going to do a couple guest videos. I have a couple people making videos that are going to stop by on the channel. Make sure whoever you watch, please go to their channels and subscribe to them. Give them a like, show them some love, because they deserve it, just as much as anyone else. They're putting in so much work. And maybe I'll drop a new song, just to fill that Sunday spot while I'm gone. So there will be videos. And I'm going to be deleting like all my social media for a month just to kind of go clean. Maybe Sundays on my laptop just to advertise what videos are coming out. I'll just be on Twitter for a little bit on Reddit just to post and everything. But besides that, I'm going to be kind of MIA for the next month. But I'll be thinking of y'all. And while I'm working on the music. So yeah, what else do I got to say? I think that's it. I'm going to be doing the merch video soon so I can show you the merch I got. But besides that, toodaloo, I guess. I'll see you in a month. Thank you guys for everything. For all the people that came up to me yesterday and were saying like that I'm such an inspiration to them and stuff like that, that makes me, like, I almost cried a couple times, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to sound like a little goody two-shoes or whatever, but it really was, I would have never thought like people would be coming up to me asking me for an autograph or a picture. It's messed up. It's so strange. But yeah, you guys are amazing, and just to the future of everything. Like, everything now is just blown. The lid's blown open after Electronicon. George just fucked everything up. Like, it's open. It's open, baby. It is time. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. I'll see you in a month. To everyone I met, all the new friends I made yesterday, this is just the beginning. There's so many big things coming. And I'm very excited to see what happens. I love you guys. Much love. Your boy, Pat Chennington. Thank you so much.